Good afternoon. My name is Colton from Shout Out. We're here at NostalgiaCon of 2026. Here we have Mrs. Derryberry.
Hi, Colton. Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Hey, we just have a couple of questions that might be able to help us, some of the beginners for the voice actors. Can you help us out with that?
Absolutely.
All right, excellent. What you got here?
Well, this is a book I wrote that's on Amazon called Voiceover 101, How to Succeed as a Voice Actor. And it kind of is everything I've ever learned about voiceover.
Okay.
And I condensed it into this little book, which is pretty much a quick read. It's got some videos in it, QR codes to videos, because it's hard to explain to people how to bark like a dog or how to vomit on the microphone. So there's little videos where I show you how to do these things and how to set up your studio and how to act in the studio. It's kind of from the ground up.
Okay.
But so many people want to get into voiceover, and it's so nice that Teresa has the Shout Out for voiceover company here in Utah.
Yep.
Because a lot of people want to do voiceovers, so hopefully this will help them in some small way.
Well, thank you so much for that. We just have a couple more questions if you don't mind.
Go ahead, yeah.
One of the things I've noticed that some of the people we get comments from is, what are some of the daily routines that you would have to do for your health while you're trying to go from the different projects that you would do for the different characters?
Good question. Being able to have a lot of air in your lungs is important. So of course, I don't smoke, and I swim every morning. And if not, I ride my bike every morning to get your lungs fully inflated and out. So before a long line, I might breathe in 3 times, like, and the third time when my lungs are really full, then I can get through a long line without having to breathe and break the smoothness of the line. So, and I try to get a good night's sleep, don't drink caffeine drinks like sodas or coffee. And I mean, it's your instrument. You have to take care of it.
And that's one of the actually challenging things. A lot of people do like to drink energy drinks and soda, and so sometimes they have some of the challenges that they experience, like maybe strep throat or their
what it does,
throat.
It dehydrates you, and then when you're in front of the mic, it makes this noise. I'm going to make it for you. It's called a smacky sound, and it's hard to get rid of if you don't buy certain, there's plugins that can take out that smacky noise. But it's easier if you don't make them to start with, you know?
And one of the biggest questions that we get is, a lot of the beginners are trying to find a way to do a studio at home and some of the equipment that they would get. What are some of your recommendations on how to kind of start that out? Just like maybe one tip or so.
Well, again, if you go to, it's me on YouTube, Debi Derryberry on YouTube, the official channel. There's a video I have on there that's actually how to create your own home studio. And you can do it for under $200. You just go to your local irrigation store, not Home Depot, they don't have all the right parts, not Lowe's, they don't have the right parts. But an irrigation store, you get the right pipes. You basically build a Lego frame and hang some moving blankets, but the PDF's right there in the video, and I show you how to do it. So it's kind of a no-brainer. And then as far as the equipment goes, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. You know, this is a Rode mic. Rode makes a really good microphone that they sell with an interface. You just want to make sure, if you're interested in animation, that you want to get a large diaphragm condenser microphone and a decent interface and a silent place to record.
Well, thank you so much for that. That's actually very great knowledge, and for that wisdom to help some of our newer folks that are out there trying to start that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
One of the biggest is, what about the agencies? At what point do you feel like it's time to take that step?
Well, after you've taken some acting classes and you've met with a voiceover coach and you've created a demo, then it's time to get an agent. And there are agents pretty much everywhere, but if you want to do animation, then you kind of have to be with an LA agent. You know, you can do anime and video games from bigger cities like Atlanta or Dallas. There may be some here in Utah, I don't know. But when you want to get a voice agent, you want to show them what you can do. So your demo is about a minute and a half long, and it's your calling card. It's like, look at me, this is what I can do.
Well, that's pretty unique. And this is something for me, actually. When you did one of your characters, I mean, everyone knows the Disney for the Lady and the Tramp. That's one of the biggest,
Oh,
right?
Annette. I'm Annette,
Annette.
the puppy on the Lady and the Tramp 2. I'm the little puppy that says, "Oh, I love a bath."
Oh, that's amazing. So when you first did that character, what was the first thought that came into mind when you saw your own voice in that character?
Oh, well, we recorded it before we saw the character because it's prelay animation, so you never see it before you record it, unless it's anime, which of course you're just translating from another language into English. But for prelay animation, like most of the Disney films and the Nickelodeon cartoons, you never see it. Sometimes they'll show you a sketch of it, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's really cute. I'll use my cute voice." Or, "That's really scary with a tooth in the middle of his mouth. I'll do something else like this." So depending on the picture.
Well, perfect. Well, that's actually quite unique with that. And I just have one more for you.
Yeah.
What are, like, if you had to give like 3 main tips that it's going to help them start their careers, what to
Yeah.
look for, how they can proceed in towards there, because I know a lot of people sometimes get overwhelmed, especially with the internet these days, and a lot of information are out there. Kind of filter it down, maybe 3 key points. Do you have anything in mind?
Well, take acting classes because it is an acting job, whether it's stage acting or improv or voice acting or on camera. It's an acting job, so do take acting classes. Second, be careful what you post on social media. It's always going to be there, and it can make or break a job for you. And try not to watch too much of it. Yeah, because then you just get FOMO and it's no fun. I don't watch Instagram too much because I just like, I don't know, I feel like, oh, look at all those people doing those things that I'm not doing. When really, I don't know, it's just, I don't think it's helpful for your soul, and it's not nurturing. Anyway, so that's 2. Take acting classes, don't watch too much social media, and be careful about that. And the most important thing is to do what you love. Whatever you're passionate about, whether it's voiceover or drawing or math or medicine, find your passion, and that's what you should be doing.
Well, thank you so much for that. And that's it for the shout out. Thank you so much for Mrs. Derryberry. Really appreciate you giving us the time to do a quick interview with everything. And hopefully we'll meet you around again.
Thank you, Colton. Thanks to Teresa, and for Voice Actors Rock shout out. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you so much.